So the Wyfold semi-final, Lea Rowing Club on the Berkshire station and Northwich Rowing Club on the Bucks station. There they are, Northwich, and both boats really going at it early, knowing they want to seize the moment. High stroke rates from both. It looks like Northwich have done really well there.
Yeah, both crews have come out of this attacking it really aggressively, and really high rates of striking here down the crew. And to be honest, looks like there's nothing in it. The times we saw yesterday showing exactly the same thing here, nothing between the crews.
Yes, you predicted this would be a dead heat in a roundabout sort of a way.
To halfway.
Oh, okay.
Not to the end. But here, the Lea yesterday, one of the things they did do at this point is they kept a high rate of striking for quite a long time before they settled. So it'll be interesting to see if they move through Norwich a little bit as they transition into race pace.
And they'll be aware of each other's performance yesterday, will they, these boats? They'll know what you've just told us.
Yeah, I mean, they'll take it all with a pinch of salt because of the conditions, but they definitely know that it was not going to be a foregone conclusion. It was a tough race. And here, the Lea keeping that rate of striking up there and just moving out to maybe half a length, coming through the barrier.
Yeah, I suppose if it's that level, what you don't know is if you put the best performance of your life in, whether it'll be enough to beat the opponents. Whereas in some races, you know if you perform at your best, you will beat the opposition.
That's right, exactly. And that's the thing, is that because you haven't raced each other side by side, you don't actually know how hard everybody's tried in doing their performances. So until you come face to face, really, it's all chat.
Yes.
Seeing all these times, it counts for nothing apart from you have to now go out and execute what you've been training, deliver your best performance, and hope it's the right result.
So Northwich nearest to the camera. And there you have Lea Rowing Club. Harrison Skinner, I mentioned, Matthew Yexkinian, and Jamie Palmer. He's the vastly experienced rower. He's been to so many Henley regattas previously, and Ryan Cheel as well. Jamie Palmer in the 3C. He won the Thames Cup 2015 for Thames Rowing Club. 12 Henley regattas. Holder of the championship in Copenhagen Ironman. Completed Marathon de Sable in 2019. He's a proper all-round athlete, Jamie Palmer.
Okay, and here the crews, the Lea crew here, really doing a great job, just moving out to maybe a length or so distance, clear water there. Norwich still on top of what they're doing. And here a good view of the Norwich crew. Bit of a look across there from the bowman, just to check to see where the Lea crew are. Just about keeping contact, I think, as they come down here to halfway. Good rowing here from the Norwich crew.
Yeah.
Northwich crew.
Yeah, it's only a couple of 100 miles difference, so it's an easy mistake to make. You're not the first this week, don't worry. Northwich Rowing Club, who are doing well to hang on in there against Lea Rowing Club. Northwich have got Anderson and then Lawton, a Langmead and another Lawton, the two of them in there.
It's quite an interesting contrast between normally we have 6-lane racing where the most important thing is for you to get from A to B as fast as possible. But in match racing like this, there's a bit more psychology, and the position the Lea Rowing Club are in right now, if they can maybe eke out another 6 to 8 feet in a quick manner, you'd almost feel like it put the coffin, nail in the coffin for the Northwich crew.
Yeah.
But the courage it takes for the Lea crew to actually just think, well, it's not the most efficient way to get to the finish line, but we could end the race now if we were hard.
Yes. Well, they need to be a bit careful, Lea, if they're steering here, don't they? Have a look at what's going on here.
Yeah, they are drifting towards the middle. Just keep an eye out for that elbow. She's wingback is reaching for the flag.
And it's significantly close enough, this race. There's no substantial leads that will come into the umpire's thinking.
The umpire will not want this crew to be impinging on the other. Both crews seem to be converging here. This is going to be a bit messy if we're not careful.
So Lea Rowing Club have moved in off the Berkshire station, and you've got Northwich Rowing Club moving in the other way. In fact, I think to Northwich's credit, they're the ones who have conceded and headed back to their boom perhaps more smartly.
Yeah, those paddles were really close together.
But look, it's a good race now.
Yeah, Northwich really put something in there. Steering issues happened there, but Northwich have definitely taken advantage of that. And have actually come back on level terms.
Needs to be careful of those booms on the right-hand side. Look how close the blades were to the booms for Northwich. But that said, whilst all that was going on, the steering dramas from both teams, both boats, we have dead level again, which is pretty much what you were thinking the form book was.
It's a fantastic race,
leading
isn't
us
it?
to.
The Lee really brave out of the blocks. I guess they may have seen the times thinking, let's get out hard and try and see if we can control this race. But Northwich are just not going to give it to them. They really are rowing a 2,000-metre race.
Well, it's a psychological battle, as you say, and the fact that they are side by side rather than having 6-lane racing, this is where you see the benefits of that in terms of a sporting spectacle.
Yeah, a little bit of steering again there by Northwich. Just hope they're not just getting very tired and starting to make these little steering errors.
Well, bizarrely, in their last steering error, they actually finished off that little passage of the race, having come back, haven't they?
Yeah, and they've just gone through the lead. They are probably, or maybe not now. It looked like it was
they
the
did,
previous
I think,
cameras angle.
no, but you're right. I think momentarily they did, didn't they? But we're getting a response now from Lee. We've taken a little bit of an advantage. You just feel that Lee have been up a fraction in this race, don't you? And it is only a fraction, but they've just about had the advantage. I don't know, is that your sense in this?
My sense was they got up to what they felt was a commanding position, and Northwich have just been really brave through the middle bit and just done everything they can to get back on terms at that point in the race instead of saving it for the finish, and just to try and see if they can rattle the Lee. And they've got themselves back on terms that maybe even got slightly ahead, but the Lee have just had a little bit more in reserve, looks like, and now as Northwich are starting to fade, the Lee are starting to move away.
Well, there's still time, but they are in front of stewards. Lee Rowing Club half a length up, and if it's going to happen, it needs to happen now for Northwich. It's now or never.
They need to throw one more big effort like they did down the middle of the course.
They're going close to those booms, aren't they? Really close to the booms on the right-hand side. They have to try and get away from them, and that's given Lee another few inches to work with, and Lee have taken advantage of that.
A tough race, both crews
Northwich
so tough.
again going at it. This is going to be a very tight finish. Northwich and Lee, a terrific Wyfold semi-final. As we said a couple of 100 metres back, you always sense that Lee just about had the ascendancy, and crucially, at the finish line, they have a length on Northwich Rowing Club. So a really good semi-final in the Wyfold. It's Lee Rowing Club who meet Thames Rowing Club A in the final tomorrow.